you start something, you can never say 30 years down the line it will look like this. Not possible. It grows, it evolves, it makes a mistake, it comes back, it starts again. If you haven't failed ever, then there's something wrong with you. You're not Superman. Either you're not admitting that you failed, and if you failed, then you say why you failed, and it's honest if you say why you failed, and then people can learn from that. Very difficult for people who have been through formal education today to actually, first of all, do anything which might fail because they don't want to fail. And if they have failed, they won't talk about it, which is even worse. So we have major problems with the formal educational system with me. I have no faith in the formal education system as it is structured today to produce results, especially if it is supposed to help the very poor in this world today. Solutions don't come from Harvard and don't come from Cambridge and they don't come from Stanford. No way. The solutions come from below. And unless you understand what solutions are there below, you're nobody. The message that goes across is most powerful if you tell it through a personal story. The dilemma was that how much of your personal story could you say, but also say what you have managed to accomplish or achieve by putting some of your personal vision into an organization and making it grow, or making it, or showing the impact. I mean, it's very important that the person who starts an organization sets an example for other people to follow. I mean, one way of showing how an organization will not grow is if you see the hierarchy in an organization, if you see the difference between lifestyles between the head of the organization and the lowest. And if you see there's a big gap, then the organization has no possibility of growing because you are limiting your vision and not letting everyone grow together with you. So if you have to make an idea grow or a vision succeed, you have to collectively take people along with you. Unless you do that by setting a personal example, you will not be able to achieve what you want to achieve in your lifetime. So this is what I think is important, that you mix the vision of what you want to do with your personal stories. And I think stories are very important because it makes it human, makes it personal, and makes a very powerful message. What you see in a city is totally different from what you see in rural India. The difference between what I'm doing is that the person who is from a lower caste is actually speaking out about the condition for the first time. I'm not speaking for him. I'm not saying I have reduced inequalities and I think everyone is equal. I'm not saying that. It's the other person who has felt it, who says it, which is even more powerful. I don't say it. I don't need to say it. It's right there. Do you feel it? Do you feel equal? Do you feel that you're not being treated, discriminated against, exploited against? If you feel it, then you're the best ambassador. I don't need to say anything. My message is that the person who was the victimized, the victim, is actually speaking out with confidence. A revolution is when I actually dictate that this is what's going to happen. No. It's actually an evolution rather than a revolution. My work is my free time. I'm always thinking of what to do or next. I'm always thinking of where I've done something wrong which I could better it. I'm always thinking of relationships which have not worked, which I want to improve. That's free time. It's not work. It's actually a pleasure, it's a relaxation, because you are thinking back on what you've actually done wrong. It doesn't give me tension at all when you give up. Then it's failure. If you consider the process of succeeding, built into that success is also failure. You cannot succeed without failure. There is no way that you can do that. So I will never fear to fail because I don't think that's an end in itself. I will look at it dispassionately and say, where did I go wrong to make it look right? My job now in Thilonia is to really get all these people to look at failure differently. And don't look at it, don't even call it a failure, call it an educational process, a learning experience, a learning curve. Now, how can we say this right? Very good. It was nice that I spoke to him. I liked it because it was a new point of view and he was very committed in what he was saying. You could make up. That's good. I think it's a very good idea because if people cannot convey their message in 21 minutes, then you have lost everybody. You have given them enough time to explain the idea, the concept, what they're doing, their passion, their vision. And I think 21 minutes is the right period where you give an opportunity for people to speak. It gives you discipline. It makes you speak whatever you have to say in a cohesive, disciplined manner. It's been challenging and I really enjoyed it and thank you very much for calling me.